Welcome to the PHNX Coyotes podcast, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download today using code PHNX, and new customers who bet just $1 on either team to score in an NBA game can win $100 in free bets. What a week it's been!
I honestly, what are we going to do? It's like 3 nights of Wheel of Fantasy in a row.
Literally.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I don't even know how to act right now.
We have points in 3 straight for the Arizona Coyotes.
I mean, get the parade route ready. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, we 2 weeks ago, if you would have said there are 3 games in a row that this team got points in, I would have said absolutely no chance.
No.
And
they could have even won that game on Thursday night.
Yeah,
so
it could have been 3 straight.
This could have been 3 straight wins, which I think, seeing how the start of the season went, I don't think we would have ever predicted.
And honestly, there's no coincidence. It's upon the arrival of Scott Wedgwood.
Yep.
I mean, their season changed when he got here. And I'm not taking anything away from Karel Vejmelka and how he played this season. He was solid in the beginning. There were some goaltending issues with Carter Hutton, but Scott Wedgwood has been able to solidify the goaltending. And what it's allowed this team to do is stay in games. Like when you make 1 or 2 big saves, it allows your team to stay in it. And there were so many games early that they weren't getting that save, and they were out of it by the end of the first. And that's hard to push back. Like tonight was the second period. The second period was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, they were outshot 16-6 through 2 in the second period alone. You thought, we're in trouble. But Wedgwood comes up with big saves, get another post, but makes the saves he needed to make.
6 posts in two games.
and I'll give this. Let's go right to the numbers.
Yeah, by the numbers for tonight. 34 shots on goal for Detroit. So that's quite a lot of shots faced.
But the key number here for me is the Coyotes shots, because through 2 they had 14.
Yeah, so that third period was quite the effort.
The third period was fantastic.
And look at that face-off number.
Yeah,
I mean, that's one of the best numbers we've seen all
of the season. So you'd like to think that they're going to get more shots because they possess the puck more, but you saw in the third period, the tying goal comes off a face-off win by Ryan Dzingel, who is now, played
goals
center for 2 games
and has 2 goals. And like Craig said last game, they asked him about it in the postgame, and he said that was his first time playing center since college. So it's not even like it's a position he's familiar with. So funny to see him get success, but we'll take it.
Yeah, and it's 2 games in a row for him where he's been a spark plug. He's brought energy, and the goal tonight clearly changed the tempo of this game. Fantastic for him. But the third period, you got to give it to Coach Tournier. He made an adjustment. He switched the lines up, putting Keller with Hayton and Kessel, and then switched Krause. Oh, I had it too. I had Krause with Boyd and Galchenyuk. That change sparked everybody. Mm-hmm. So all 4 lines seemed to roll better after he made that change. And I know, we talk about our members' Discord. They were pretty hard on Clayton Keller tonight. The PHNX members have a chat group that we sit and monitor during the games. And man, were they hard on Keller. Ironically enough, he's the guy that comes through and scores the winning goal.
It's so crazy. By the way, people in the Discord, Aaron was the one in the bathroom this time for the overtime winner. So the game ends and we're yelling for Aaron to come. So just keeping the streak alive of someone being in the bathroom, missing the an important goal at the end. I was even just thinking it's just been so nice to be entertained.
Yeah,
watching Coyotes hockey.
But there was a point, and I'll say this too, and we're thrilled with the third period and the overtime win. Everything's great, points in 3. This wasn't the same team through 40 minutes that it was in the last game against Columbus. Yeah. I don't think they skated as well. I don't think they moved the puck as well early. I don't know. It took them a little bit longer to get their legs tonight. I thought it was. They finally got their wake-up call in the third period. They started to move better. They were possessing pucks more offensive zone time. And most importantly, they were throwing pucks at the net. And you can't score unless you get shots on goal and get pucks to the net. And I thought they did a much better job in the third period.
Definitely. The second period was a little rocky. I felt like the first period, they played better. The shots were even. There was good puck movement on the power play. That one goal by Detroit in that period, it was kind of a fluke goal, how that whole thing unfolded. You had watched it again. Can you explain what happened?
Yeah, and it's an awkward goal. The puck gets flipped out to the red line. If it takes a true bounce, it bounces right to Jacob Chychrun. Barrett Hayton's cutting through the middle. He gets a breakout pass, and the Coyotes are going the other way. The puck dies at the center dot. So now instead of the puck coming to Chychrun, everybody's going towards the puck. Barrett Hayton's path has to change. Bushkin's path has to change. And it looks like they leave Dylan Larkin all alone on the outside. But they really didn't, because they were expecting to have the puck on offense and not be defending. I mean, maybe Barrett Hayton stays on his side of the ice and stays in front of him, but that's a tough play. You really, it's honestly, it's just one of those things. It's just a bad bounce. I mean, I would have a hard time if I was grading that play from the coaching staff side. I'd have a hard time deciding where I'm giving the we call them tick marks, who I'm blaming that chance against on. I'd probably have to go with Barrett Hayton, because Bushkin can't get over that far side, and Chychrun's just playing the puck. But even then, Barrett Hayton's looking to make a break up ice offensively. Bad bounce. Took them a while to recover. Didn't get their legs for almost two periods. But what an exciting finish!
And that was Detroit's first shot of the game. So the Coyotes actually held Detroit without a shot for 8 minutes and 41 seconds into the game. They score on their first shot, but then the rest of the time it was lights out for Wedgwood. We were very concerned in the second period when he took that shot to the collar area. Didn't know if it hit his throat. Luckily, he was okay. He stayed in. That was scary. Everything kind of flashed the whole season. Not the whole season.
Well, you get concerned too. I mean, he wound up from the just inside the top of the circle, and you watch the way Wedgwood fell there. I know in the studio we were really concerned. And we were concerned he got hit in the windpipe or in the throat, and that has to be a scary moment there. So it looks more like it was a collarbone and just kind of jarred him a little bit. I'm glad he stayed in the game, but it's again, and I saw Tim said it in the chat that it's a 2-1 win. Finally, I got it right. Well, because they've been winning 5-4 and getting all these goals, but this. Tim, this honestly is the way I saw this team winning. They're not going to score a lot of goals, so they're going to need to defend. And Scott Wedgwood said it over and over again, makes the big save when he needed to, allowed him to hang around. And if you can hang around a game, good things can happen. And you look at the goal that Dzingel scores, just a little wrist shot from Dineen from the point, from Cam Dineen, just a little wrister. It wasn't anything dangerous, but the change of direction, Dzingel gets Nedeljkovic doesn't see it. Off the bar and in. Fantastic goal.
Deneen's first NHL point, too, on that goal. So great.
I'm really happy for that kid. He's worked really hard to get here, to get back or get to the NHL. Even earlier, probably, than he thought. But I'm really happy for him getting that point. It's amazing how much the tide swung towards the favor of the Coyotes here in the third period. Like the momentum, you could just feel it. I sat there and thought, we're going to go overtime again. Like you just could feel the excitement in the rink, the energy on the ice. It was great. And Keller, you know what? He does turn the puck over. And sometimes he does do those stop-up entries off the blue line, and he doesn't get the shot on net. But I tell you what, the kid's working hard, and he is trying to get to the net. And I thought he deserved that goal tonight. And
that is why Clayton Keller was our DraftKings king of the game tonight with his goal and point on his one shot. So, in
overtime. It's an important shot, though, right?
Yeah.
And one other thing on that overtime, congratulations to Clayton Keller, king of the game.
Yes.
Love it, DraftKings king of the game. But the other thing in overtime, which is interesting, Columbus overtime, a player we did not see the entire overtime, was Phil Kessel, who did not touch the ice in overtime against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Out on the ice tonight with Clayton Keller and Jacob Chychrun. And I know there's some people, when you think of overtime and 3-on-3, there's a lot of open ice. And Phil Kessel's not one you think of, hey, he's going to fly up the wing with his dangerous speed. But I tell you what, Phil Kessel can make plays, and Phil Kessel can shoot to score. So honestly, those three guys, I'm glad those were the three on the ice. Chychrun's finally turned it around.
Oh my God, it's been night and day seeing his turnaround this last week. This last week for the Coyotes has just been a huge turnaround.
Yeah,
this last week that we've had here.
All three of those guys deserved something for how hard they've been working. So I'm glad they were all out there for this turnaround. That was great.
For sure. And Kessel assisted on both Coyotes goals tonight. So
it's great. Great
to see contributions from the guys that you want to be getting contributions from, the ones making the big money and on those top lines. Where should we go from here? I don't even know.
I know. Yeah, and we talked about the line changes too. I was marking shots on goal, like Chychrun again. He's taking shots, and shots attempts have picked up every game as we've gone through this little mini streak now. Yeah. I know it's a point streak now. For this team to be talking about a point streak, are you out of your mind? Like,
Yeah.
remember where we were a week ago?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know if we were going to get to game 82.
I know.
And now we've got a 3-game point streak.
I know. Chychrun had 30 shots in his last few games, and now he had 2 goals in the last 3, points in the last few. Which comment?
Tim's.
Oh. So he said, Craig just tweeted, Clayton Keller broke down in interviews after the game-winning goal. He lost his grandfather to cancer. This was a special moment for him.
Yeah, and,
Wow.
and we will talk more about Hockey Fights Cancer. It was a big night at the arena tonight, Leighton Accardo, and a lot of memories with her through the Hockey Fights Cancer battle through the years. And Matt Shott tonight, who was honored pre-game tonight, and actually Craig will bring him on and have him join us later tonight.
So Matt Shott will be joining our post-game show in a little bit, so be sure to hang on for that. He'll be hopping on around the time Craig does. And also thank you to everybody who on Twitter and in the Discord shared photos of themselves, of loved ones who are either battling cancer, who have lost their battle to cancer. We really wanted to highlight everyone tonight because cancer unfortunately has touched all of us or someone we know in some way. So we just wanted to make sure that everyone got to honor someone that they love, and we'll be showing all of those again at the end of tonight's show after we talk to Matt Shott. So we'll be sure to touch on that and just to hear that about Clayton Keller, and that's really special, the fact that he got that overtime winning goal. I mean, it's like almost a storybook ending that he's probably thought about. Was it his grandfather or
grandfather?
Grandfather. Yeah. He probably thought about him right away. So just really powerful, and what I'm sure being in the building was super emotional for everyone involved.
Yeah, I'm so happy for these guys. And Leah and I had a chance yesterday, and some of our fans had a chance yesterday to go out to the open practice at the ice den. We had a chance to talk to some people. There's Dan right there. He's got Cody Coyote. I think that was my first time seeing a PHNX shirt live.
Oh, yeah?
On somebody else. I'm almost positive.
Oh, well,
so
you
Dan,
didn't see you
thanks.
at the home opener? I saw a few at
Oh,
the
yeah,
home
we
opener.
did. We did.
So then after the game, Petey was Mr. Freaking Celebrity.
Well, it's been a long time. I haven't seen some of these guys in a while. So I got a chance to visit and talk hockey, and it was a lot of fun. I tell you what, and that's why I was rooting for these guys, because there's the game-winning goal scorer right there. Because they're really good people, and they honestly truly want to win.
Yeah.
They're working hard. They understand the tank season. They understand the rebuild. But you know what? They don't care. Like they just want to win, and they compete, and the burden off of their shoulders in these last 3 games is phenomenal. I'm so happy for them as a group of people. Again, we're just going to ride this wave as long as we can.
Yep.
It's 3 games. It's 5 games. Fantastic. So this is what fans have been asking for. Stay competitive. Be in games. Give us something fun to watch. And I think they've done that.
I know.
Turned it around.
I mean, even the fact that they've gone to overtime the last 2 games, that's exciting. That's exciting hockey to watch. It's fun watching.
Yeah.
It's fun watching competitive games. You know, they're not. We don't have any expectations that this team's going to make the playoffs. We don't have any expectations that this is going to be a winning season, but we are entertained, and that's what that's all we're asking for, because there were so many nights so far of the 18 games we've seen this season that are.
Yeah, this is so much more fun, right?
Yeah.
Talking about wins. And before we leave the ice den, can we tease that now?
Yes. So like we showed in those photos, Petey had a chance to catch up with some of the guys, and we have some exclusive interviews in which we will show you right now. The full interviews will be up tomorrow on our YouTube, PHNX Sports, but for now, here is the clip.
Whether it's Amazon Prime or Netflix, what's your go-to right now? Or what are you streaming?
New season of Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Seriously?
Big Yellowstone guy.
Are you rooming with Chick or what? 'Cause Chick
No,
did the same thing.
I know a lot of guys are.
I'm on the new season that's being dropped weekly now, and I think it's the 4th season, so that's my favorite show.
See,
going
that's
right
hard-hitting news right there, Leah. That's the stuff we find out at PHNX.
I know it dropped a week or 2 ago, and that was anticipated. I watched it over the summer. And
now. Not everybody knows that.
Absolutely.
You could get the breaking news right there.
It's better that than The Bachelor or something.
Yeah,
so we'll give you that.
for sure.
Chick, it's good to see you.
Good
Keep
to
up
see
the
you,
good
Petey.
work.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Barrett Hayton. We'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah.
So that was Jacob Chikrin and Barrett Hayton. Petey really asking the hard-hitting journalism questions.
That's right. That's the stuff that you don't get from Craig Morgan. The behind-the-scenes breaking news. No, we did ask some hockey questions, too, so that was just the fun stuff towards the end. So if you want to catch the rest of those, they'll be up on our YouTube channel tomorrow.
Yeah, it was great to hear from them. What is Yellowstone? It's a show.
Yeah,
about,
cowboy show on a ranch, right?
Yeah, it's about...
Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams.
Yeah, in Montana. You know what we haven't done yet, Petey? We're like halfway through our show. We haven't cracked their beers.
Oh, my goodness. We should...
You cracked
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Here we
Cheers.
go. It literally exploded on me again. Second night in a row.
I know that fridge is too cold.
Oh,
Cheers,
my
Leah.
God.
I tell you what, it's so much... These beers taste so much better celebrating a win. It's fantastic.
God.
That
Instead
was
of a pack therapy beer, it's like
we haven't had
celebration.
therapy in a week.
I know.
Every day is a Wheel of Fantasy. We don't even need this segment anymore. It's fun. And you know what? Let's hope they ride the wave. Tomorrow's going to be tough. Like they're right now, they're literally packing their bags, getting ready. They'll be on the plane. They'll be on the plane in an hour. They'll be taking off to LA in an hour.
It's an hour behind, so
yeah, it's going to be tough. That LA King team is off to a really good start. Tough building on a back-to-back. I would assume we're going to see Karel Vejmelka, the first start he's had in a week.
Yeah, you would think in a
I would expect
back-to-back,
him to
and
be
especially
back. Wedgwood taking the high shot.
Yeah, because he had 42 shots in the game against Columbus. He had 34 shots tonight. Plus, I'm sure he's feeling a little sore from that shot in the second, so he'll probably get the night off. LA is 8-7-2 coming into this game tomorrow, 5th in the Pacific. The Pacific has been a little bit different than we thought.
Yeah, it's upside down from what we thought, right?
Yeah.
Like LA Kings and the Anaheim Ducks are off to better starts than we anticipated, and I think the Vegas Golden Knights started off a little slower than we figured. They had some injuries. Vegas is going to be there. And Vancouver, who I thought was going to be a team fighting for that playoff spot, just isn't right now. Is it a team that makes changes? I don't know. But the Kings have been a big surprise. So tomorrow night, they're going to have their hands full. There's no question. It's hard on a back-to-back on the road. It's a game that you would expect them, I don't want to say sit back, but you got to wait for your chances on a game like that. That first 10 minutes is going to be really important. Keep LA off the scoreboard. Wait till they find their legs, and hopefully they can find some energy and get another point out tomorrow night.
Definitely. So looking at the standings now, so with the win tonight, the Coyotes have 8 points. Seattle has 9 points.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what,
Ottawa's 9. Of course, they're
have not
on
played.
A pause.
On a pause.
Yeah, they have 3 games in hand on the Coyotes right now, so they could gain some of that back. But I don't know. The Coyotes are coming up at the bottom of the standings there.
You know what?
I mean, it's like we said, it's only 18 games in. There's so much time for everything to shake out. So I'm not too worried if the Coyotes go on this 3-game point streak. Yeah. If they go on a longer point streak.
But there was just a comment, and I just missed it, on what the players' mood must be like now. It is so much different than it was a week ago.
Yeah.
Players, staff, coaches, everybody, their mood is lightened. And you know what? Once you start believing each other in a locker room and you start getting those good feelings, honestly, you just don't know what can happen. And I'm happy for him. Does it last forever? Gosh, I don't know. But let's ride the wave.
Well, before tomorrow night's game, it is Sunday after all. And on Sunday, it's a big football day. And I know you were looking ahead at a big matchup tomorrow in the NFL.
Oh.
And you have to share with us your DraftKings pick of the week, Petey. What is it?
The DraftKings Sportsbook app pick of the week. I'm going back home again because I always do. And I'm going back to the NFC North, the old Norris division in hockey. I'm going to go. The Green Bay Packers are traveling to Minneapolis tomorrow. I wish it was outside because I'd like our chances even more. Green Bay is traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. I am taking the underdog Vikings plus 1.5 tomorrow. The DraftKings pick of the week.
Wow.
The Minnesota Vikings underdog plus 1.5.
Aaron, as the other Minnesotan in the room.
Well, you got to agree,
What do you
right?
feel?
So I have a split household here. So my dad is a Green Bay Packers fan, and all my friends in high school in middle school and elementary school were Vikings fans. So I always flew under the radar and didn't cheer for either team. So I always love watching the Vikings-Packer game, though. Like, that game it's always a good
It's a rivalry game,
Yeah.
and you never know what's going to happen. That's why you take the Vikings in 1.5.
Yeah. Petey, I have a question for you. What would you say was your favorite year watching Packers-Vikings?
A favorite year?
Yeah, like, what was your favorite season? Like what
Was there a
favorite
thing?
game?
I
Favorite season.
don't know if I have a favorite one. I was in the snow somewhere, but I don't have a favorite. I'm too old. I don't
think
remember.
the Brett Favre when he
Oh.
left the Green Bay Packers
And joined the Vikings.
and joined the Vikings, like that year, they both teams made a good run. The
Look at
Vikings
that.
ended up losing, which is sad. But I remember like watching that game when I was in middle school and being like, "Wow, football's kind of cool."
Wow, you have a better memory than I do.
Wow, look at that. Well, that was the DraftKings Sportsbook
Thanks,
pick of the
Aaron.
week. And be sure to sign up for the DraftKings Sportsbook app using the promo code PHNX. And new customers who bet just $1 on either team to score in either an NFL or an NBA game, so whatever you're feeling, if that team scores, you'll score $100 in free bets. So be sure to check it out. It's safe, secure, reliable, super, super easy to use, super up to date. Petey's a big fan. We're all big fans here at PHNX. Make sure you use that promo code PHNX when you sign up. That's 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Fantastic.
All right, well, chugging along, we're waiting for Craig and Matt to get here.
Craig just leaving the interview room right now. So
Look at that.
now
Was
he's
he
gotta
going
get
to
up
take
the
the
elevator.
stairs like
I know.
last time?
I know. Seriously. Can we not? I know he wants the shot of the rink. I was going to say, can we not set him up downstairs? Is that like against the rules?
I don't know.
Or?
In his defense, he did look very good last time. He was
That
on the
one
show.
in
That-
St.
fair
Louis, the St. Louis one with the strobe lights,
Legendary.
That was incredible. Like, everyone was disappointed Thursday because the
I know, 'cause it was a good
setup
picture.
on Tuesday was so iconic. Oh man. Well, Aaron, while we're waiting for Craig, why don't we pull up the punch card and let's see where we're at in the season. Look, 2 whole lines.
2 whole lines are done.
2
And you know
whole
what?
lines, 3 wins in there.
It's a lot more fun hitting the punch card now after a win.
Totally.
It just, I cannot tell you what a big turnaround this has been over the last 10 days. And you have to point at Scott Wedgwood's being acquired off of waivers as being the turning point.
Yep.
And for him, and I had a chance to talk to him yesterday. We're going to talk to him next week on the show, so we'll get where he's at with this whole change. But I tell you what, he's a mature goaltender. He's playing the right way, and he's making the big saves. And you know what? If you wanted to play the rest of the 62, I bet he would.
Yeah.
Like he's happy to be
Yeah.
playing and getting this opportunity. It's as important for him as a goaltender as it is for the Coyotes as a team that he plays well. So really happy for him, and I'm looking forward to having him next week for a little bit longer chat.
Yeah, definitely. We
before Thanksgiving.
chatted with him at the ice den yesterday. It was really great catching up with him.
Oh, look at Alex.
Before
Oh,
great.
yeah, don't tell. So Alex says I carried the Natty Hattie, the podcast that Craig and I were on prior to the birth of PHNX. I don't know. I think Luke did a lot of the heavy lifting there. His back was sore almost after every show. Oh.
Oh my gosh. Can we extend him already? Will asked. I guess we'll see how the goal situation shakes out, because I don't know if we expected Carter Hutton to be out this long. I don't know what the situation is with that. I think Craig would have more insight than us, but
What are they going to do?
I don't know.
Like, what are they going to do with Carter Hutton when he comes back? It is a serious problem. And to say that there's a goaltending conundrum here in Arizona is a big surprise.
During the rebuild year?
Yeah. When Carter Hutton signed, Kemper was the starter. I think we all thought Kemper was going to go, but at that time, Kemper was still the guy. Then he's gone, and we have Karel Vejmelka. We'd literally had never heard the name before. Mm-hmm. You and I didn't have him in our preseason picks to make the team.
No.
Didn't know
how
him.
to pronounce it.
We had Kojanesh that we just got for Aiden Hill out of San Jose as the guy that was going to do the backing up. Prosvetov plays down in the minors, throw this Czech kid in with him, and Vejmelka ended up playing outstanding. Hutton's hurt. There's a 3-headed monster when he comes back, and I don't know what you're going to do. I honestly don't know. Like, somebody's going to have to get waived and sent down does Carter Hutton get waived? I don't know.
I have no idea.
We will ask Craig, but we won't ask Craig tonight.
No, we won't
He's
ask
gonna
Craig
have his
tonight
hands full.
because, like we said before, Matt Shott will be joining us. And if you haven't had the opportunity yet, today Craig released a story on gophnx.com that is not behind the paywall, so anyone can read it, about Matt and his story. It's a really great read. He's an incredible guy. We saw him also yesterday at the Ice Den. I know Petey knows him a bit, obviously, and Craig too. So we're looking forward to chatting with him. If you have questions for him in the chat, we'll try and get to them there too. I know you were driving, but did you get to listen to the pregame ceremony?
It was really touching.
Yeah, very touching. And all that stuff today was a complete shock. He didn't know he was dropping the puck. He didn't know that he was getting a Zoom call from Steve Yzerman, who was his idol. I think the Coyotes did a great job making it a special night for him.
And he was amazing when I got a chance to talk to him yesterday. His attitude, he was smile on his face. He was, he's an impressive young man. Yeah. And we talked a lot about Leighton Accardo, and he truly was one of the key reasons and the key people in getting Leighton to be a part of what was going on at the Coyotes, and so the story comes full circle now. So, we were here and he helped get us to watch Leighton's fight and be a part of Leighton's life. And Leighton inspired a whole group of Coyote men for a couple of seasons. And now it's Matt's turn. And it's a sad story, but we're all sending our thoughts and prayers and positive thoughts. And I know he's got the right attitude, and we're really pulling for him.
Yeah, it was really touching to see all the players coming in tonight wearing the shirt with his name on it and all the purple. I tried to wear kind of purple.
I know. I tried. I thought it was a great idea, and then I go to my closet, and it turns out.
What, you don't have purple? I feel like it's your color. Come on.
I turns out. Turns out it wasn't.
Oh man.
He's waiting for his new Cody Coyote shirt.
I am, which I did get in purple.
Oh yeah, let's pull up the new colors of the.
And Gilbert
shirts.
Anthony, I wish I could help you with your parlay.
Yeah. So yeah,
he's
Petey,
one short every time.
Petey, you said you ordered the purple,
I got
so
the purple.
there's the purple for your wardrobe. If you haven't already checked it out, 2 new colors of the Cody Coyote shirt and a brand new shirt. Look at that.
That's fire. That is fire. It's on the way.
I've ordered mine too. I ordered the black, the purple, and this new one.
You got the black Cody Coyote too?
Yeah. Black is my favorite color.
I know. Actually, it's the absence of color, but that's a whole school thing.
You know what?
I know. But I have so many PHNX shirts in black, so I went purple. And I don't know if I'll ever wear it.
Yes, you will.
I will. I wear the red one, so I'll wear the blue one or the purple one for sure.
Oh man. Well,
I'm excited.
Yeah, so be sure to check. Be sure to check out the PHNX locker. There's incredible merchandise on there. If you want to add even more purple, the Suns have some great shirts on there as well. Members get weekly deals of the week on merchandise. So a lot of perks being a member. If you sign up for the year membership, you get a shirt with that, so you can choose from any of the Coyote shirts, any shirt really that we have at the locker. There's just a lot of perks being a member. Like we said, the members only Discord, you get access to that. We're in it all the time chatting. We have inside jokes in the Discord.
I know.
It's pretty funny.
It's a good group in the Discord, and Craig really and I and Leah are in there every day.
Every day, pretty much, yeah.
I learn more in there than I do anywhere else.
Honestly.
If I have a question, I'll just ask them.
Honestly.
Because they know the
true.
CBA.
I know. It's crazy. It's so true. And most importantly, be sure to check out Go PHNX. Craig is pretty much putting out stories almost every single day. Yeah. There's a lot of great content from all the other writers. The Suns are on an 11-game winning streak. The Cardinals are leading their division. Like, it's just fun time in Arizona sports. And at PHNX, it's like, where else are you going to get this much coverage of the Arizona sports teams 5 days a week? Be sure to check it out. It really means a lot to have your support. So join the family.
And here comes the calls.
All
and
right.
Tim, we don't have a lesson today because we got to get to Matt Shott, but we will have one soon, probably tomorrow night against LA.
Yes.
Now we're just waiting. Hey, Matt Shott. What's going on? Wait, we got to wait for Craig.
Oh, here comes. All right, here comes Craig.
Craig, we got to see if Craig, can you wait? Craig, can you hear us? Oh, wait.
I can hear you.
Oh.
Matt Shott, do you have audio, Matt?
I do. I hear you guys.
Wow.
You hear me?
Look at this.
Look at the Aaron. Aaron.
We
with the-
practiced.
Wow.
Oh, baby. There we
That's
go.
moderately impressive right there. We got 4 people on at a time. Can't see us, but that's okay.
That's okay. They've seen enough of us.
Yeah, we probably have. Wow. Well, we're going to toss it over to you, Craig Morgan.
Okay. Maddie, what was this night like for you? I saw the big smile on your face when you came out.
It was not. It wasn't anything I ever expected. Like seriously, as I told you in that interview, like I never expected to make this kind of an impact on people. Like I've obviously never tried to be a person that people would dislike, but I've always tried to be a likable individual. I think obviously like going through the whole night was fun and emotional, but I think like what hit me the most was during the second intermission, they had all the Kachinas that were in attendance meet up at the club level, the suite level. And I mean, like it was, there were so many girls there, and it was like they all had to, like we all did one big group. Then everyone, I felt like Mickey Mouse. I was like, I felt like Mickey, because it was like I stood next person over. It was awesome. Like again, I even girls, like I've seen a handful of times, but not, I don't coach regularly, just coming over and thanking me and everything. And it was just not ever what I'd expect to happen for me.
For people that don't know, Matt Shott has been very involved in all of youth hockey in the Valley as an employee of the Arizona Coyotes, and most recently his hands have been, he's had a deep dive into the Kachina girls program, and I tell you, it's one of the fastest girls hockey program, if not the fastest. Matt, you'll probably correct me, in the United States. It's an impressive how quickly this program has developed, and honestly, Matt, it is truly because of you. So you've done a great job, and I know they owe a lot to you and what you've done for the youth hockey in this Valley. So on behalf of them, thank you for everything you've done.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I'd do it 10 times over. Girls needed somewhere to play. We couldn't just keep going through the motions. We had to do something that gave them not just a chance to play, but play at home and not have to leave to get the training that they wanted. And hopefully this January, I think, is when the vote is. I hope we get our tier 1 status, and we can literally put the top of the pyramid on, and we will have that pyramid fully built, and it's been fun to be a part of.
Maddie, I got to ask you about the Stevie Y interview. How did that go on Zoom? You didn't know about that, right? You had no idea that was coming?
No, I didn't. I know Shane and Lindsay had made comments about like, we're trying, but I don't know if it'll work out. And like, I don't like surprises. So I kept kind of thinking in my mind, what could they do? But like, I never really thought that would ever happen. And when, they did a lot of the similar way to set it up like they did with Leighton when I was here. And I knew something was happening. And when she said we have a message from somebody, and I turned the corner and saw the computer to see S. Eiserman, I was just like, I tried so hard not to cry right there, because that was the reason I didn't want to really ever meet him, and I didn't want my idol to see me cry. And I think I did all right. But like a lot of people, it's just like, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Just the small talk. But I mean, he started talking like, what system do you run with your Kachina team? Like, well, no red line. No, how's the 2-1-2 work for you? And I'm like, there's 9 people in here. I felt really awkward, but I got to talk hockey, like not just talk my situation. I got to talk actual hockey with Steve Eiserman, and that was just a dream come true.
Did you tell him about your parents' jersey jinx and
I didn't. No. Donor cut us off. I thought about bringing that up, but Petey, if you don't, I don't know, Craig.
I don't know.
Yeah, so my parents, ever since I was like 5 or 6, well, since they were season ticket holders, really, every time they got something signed by definitely a Coyote player, but like anybody, that player would get traded. And that first got passed on to me too. Like I had a Kyle Turris jersey.
Nice.
I had, my dad had Oleg Tverdowski gloves, Roenick jersey, he won a Hobby Bulin jersey on a radio contest. And 2 days later, his name got traded. And so they were like, do you want a new jersey? And it's like, yeah, sure. They gave him a Roenick one. And I think later that year was when Roenick left. And so he's like, whatever.
Kidding me.
So I specifically at like 9 years old, I was like, never buy me anything Steve Yzerman. Like I cannot be held responsible
For him getting that's
for him getting
fantastic.
traded. So I have my first memorabilia was a puck from my friend Kristen. Bonus. About 5 years ago, 6 years ago, she gave me one, and she was like, "I wanted to give you your first Yzerman signed or memorabilia." And it was,
Well, that's great. So you didn't cause him to get traded, but did you have an Arizona Coyotes team signed jersey last year? So can we blame you for all of these moves? Well, good grief. Anyway, Matt, I'm sorry, Craig. I didn't mean to step on you. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask about a couple other moments of the night. I've always wondered, actually, it's a silly thing to ask, I guess, but what's it like to drop a puck in a ceremonial first puck? I mean, what was that whole experience like for you?
Well, I mean, like, again, I've been on other sides for a lot of people, and it was weird this time being the person escorted around. I'm usually the one escorting people, but I kept thinking, I was like, am I going to try and do a flip trick? Like, am I going to try and flip it? Or should I just keep it basic? But I was like, no, man. The last thing you need is to flip it up, accidentally hit Jay Beagle in the face. And my bad, dude. Just like, keep it straight, keep it normal. I was glad that it was Beagle, too, because as he said to Todd Walsh in the intermission, he hit me up right away, moving here. Aaron with the Coyotes put us together. And I right away, I got his kids involved with the junior Coyotes in the house league over there. And my buddy Pete in Washington is he knew Beagle then. They were really close friends. And he said, dude, he's our dome. And he was one of the ones that talked to me the most on the ice and everything. So I was pretty happy that it was him that got to take that puck drop.
Well, and by the way, I saw your intermission interview with Biz and Todd Walsh. So if it doesn't work out with the Coyotes, Craig's chair is open tonight here at PHNX. Wow, we could probably make a move. You did an outstanding job.
Thank you. Biz even said after, he's like, "You better not take my job." I'm like, "Hey, I went to school for this, so I do have training. I went to school for sports journalism." So, but that was. I knew I was interviewing with Walshy. I didn't know I was interviewing with Biz. So he's such a popular guy, and he's so funny. When I saw him sitting there, I was like, "This is going to be awesome." It just made it a lot more light. Like it made it just a little bit. I could be myself a little bit more.
Maddie, I wanted to ask you about this, and I sort of know where you stand on this already, but you've been such an open book about this experience. I'm curious if that's difficult to be so public about your experience and why you chose to do it.
I think the reason I've never really been, I don't go out and tell people, but if people want to know, I have no problem sharing my story and telling anything. I honestly think the mentality that I've taken, the very positive mentality, keep positive way of thinking and everything. I think that's one of the reasons I had such an easy time being like, yeah, I do want to share this, because I want people to have that same mentality. See, it's working for me. Everyone's different. Everyone's route's different, but it's working for me. And if you can, just your mentality is your reality. And if you're positive, that's how everything should go. And hopefully, and it makes it easier for the fight if you just have that sort of reality. And so that's kind of why I wanted to share it, was because hopefully people pick up from this, just like I picked up from Leighton, just like I picked up from my dad, from Strader, watching how, Dave Strader always was in a good, spirits for the most part. And it was, as long as if I can help one person feel better, then, I did my job.
Matt, I'm sorry.
Ahead,
no, and I know you've been through it tonight, and I saw it on Bally Sports. Just briefly, can you give us, diagnosis, prognosis, and tell us how you're doing?
Yeah. I'm doing good. I have cholangiocarcinoma, which is a bile duct cancer. I'm on a second different type of treatment. The first one didn't necessarily work as well as they hoped, so they switched it over. But I'm still I get fatigued here and there. I get tired here and there. But besides that, the only other side effect is super sensitivity to cold. And
you work in hockey. Great.
Yeah, I reminded them. I said, "You guys know I work at an ice rink, right?" So it's been a little annoying at times, and I've got to bundle up. But haven't really gotten nauseous. I still got my hair. So like I feel really good. One of the things I did ask, one of the, first questions I asked the doctor, do I have a timeline? Do I have, is there like you only got this long to live? So when my dad had lung cancer and he was diagnosed, it was like, they said 8 to 14 months. Treatment, no treatment, 8 to 14 months. Don't expect anything more. And my oncologist was like, no, you're nowhere there. You're nowhere near there yet. Like we have to see how the meds go. The fact that you're, young and for the most part healthy, you should, there's no timeline yet. He said the oncologist said he's had people live up to 10 years plus and have no issues. It is not a curable cancer, but it's treatable. And that just means you just have to get scans probably every 3 to 6 months and just make sure it doesn't come back if this round's beat. And I keep asking, do I get to ring the bell? And he said, well, Mayo doesn't ring a bell, but you can ring whatever bell you want the day that we tell you that you beat it. And I told Craig I'd bring a goal horn.
Well, yeah, we got a cowbell here in the studio for you. I'd be glad to get rid of.
Yeah, I offered that, but he wants the goal horn, so we might have to look into that.
Okay.
So as you're looking up at the scoreboard tonight, you've got Carly Accardo up there in tears. You've got Lindsay Fry up there in tears. And by the way, I saw her in the press box, and she was still in tears. You got Sean White up there in tears. Were you a puddle tonight, buddy?
I tried my best not to get too emotional. I did a lot of quick rub downs, but I got a lot of it. Honestly, I got a lot of it out earlier with all the articles that were posted and then yours posted, and that got a lot of it out of it. But yeah, it was I tried to keep my composure as much as possible. It's just how it's how I am. I know I can be emotional behind the scenes, but just wanted to keep that composure in front of people. But it was not easy. There were definitely some waterworks.
You got to go celebrate with a Jets pizza tonight now? Put on some pounds.
Bloody.
Well, Matt Shott, I just wanted to say from everybody here at PHNX, thank you for taking the time. I know it's been a tough, long, hard day for you, but we really appreciate it. And honestly, all of us are thinking and sending good thoughts and praying for you.
Thanks, Petey. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you guys having me and everything, and happy to share my story with whoever I can, and hope it influences some people.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Craig, we'll see you tomorrow night, buddy. I know we didn't get to talk hockey, Craig. Was that okay?
It's absolutely okay. This night was all about Matt.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
Great talking to him. I mean, just his attitude is, it just, listening to that, it just makes you think there's so many things that are more important than hockey really and wins and losses, and it just really makes you appreciate having health and
And I look at Matt and he smiled the whole time.
Yeah, I couldn't stop smiling.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that young man.
Yeah, I'm glad he got to get some recognition tonight, because he's done so much for the Arizona hockey community and done so much to bring attention and awareness to cancer and everything like that. So just a great guy. And like I said, check out Craig's article. It really captures Matt well. So if you want to get to know more about him, you can read that as well.
And we sit and talk about the NHL and the fun side and the lights and the brights and the fancy hockey. He's in it. He's out there late nights, weekends. He's on the ice hour after hour after hour with these kids. It's hard. Yeah. It's really hard. He's driving to all the different rinks in the valley. The time he's put in, it's a tough job. Mm-hmm. And what an outstanding job with a fantastic attitude. And that organization is truly fortunate to have him on their staff.
Definitely.
So thanks for setting that up, Craig.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we want to kind of end on that note. Like we had mentioned before, a bunch of you sent in photos of people in your life, or maybe yourself, a loved one, a friend, a family member who have battled cancer, either are battling cancer or have passed away. And we just wanted to make sure that we got to highlight all of those people on Hockey Fights Cancer Night. So on behalf of all of us here at PHNX, thank you so much. And you're the true heroes to us. So good night, and here's this video.